Hello and good evening, everyone. I'll wait for a minute because this is a live session. I'll wait for a minute so that everyone joins into the live session, and then I will begin with the lecture or session for today. Meanwhile, uh, please give me a confirmation in the live chat if the audio, video, and everything is clear to you. I'll begin the session in a minute. Okay, so let us begin with the session. During the course of the presentation, during the course of this session, if you have any question, you can put it into the live chat. I'll be taking your questions towards the end of the session. So let me first complete the discussion. You can meanwhile put your questions into the chat. I will respond to as many questions as I can towards the end of the session. So let us begin today's introductory session or introductory class for DDA assistant, architectural assistant direct procurement test. As you probably are already aware, Delhi Development Authority is recruiting 9 posts of architectural assistants through a single stage direct examination. So what is a single stage selection? Generally in Delhi Development Authority, for level 10 posts or higher than that, they have a two-stage process. Stage 1, there will be an exam. Stage 2, there will be an interview. But this particular post, architectural assistant, it is a level 7 post, and this particular post is through a single stage selection process. So it is only the test which you need to write. There is no interview. So basically you will need to write the examination. If you get a good score in this particular exam, you can directly get selected into the permanent post at Delhi Development Authority. That's the selection process for this particular examination. So it becomes very important that you have a good preparation for the examination and do well in it, because it's a single stage process with 100% weightage for only the exam. There will be a certificate verification process where your documents will be verified, but the selection is purely based on your exam itself. Anyways, let us go through the details of this particular examination, uh, starting from the important dates, age criteria, the syllabus, how to prepare, most importantly, what are the topics to be studied, how to study for this examination. That is what we are going to focus in today's session for DDA Direct Procurement 2023 examination of architectural assistant. So first let me take you through the points which you need to remember before you prepare for any government exam. How to prepare, not only this exam, for any competitive examination, what are the important steps? So there's a typical 5 stage process which will help you clear any requirement test or any competitive exam. First thing is always to know the exam very well. Know the exam as in knowing the important dates, the structure of the examination, syllabus of the examination. That's the first thing which is very important for any competitive exam. Know your exam. Step 2, once you get to know the details of the examination, the date, the duration, and the pattern and the syllabus, the next thing is to understand, have a detailed analysis of the syllabus. What are the various subjects you need to study? So breaking down the syllabus is very important. So always remember, looking at a syllabus in a holistic approach as a single unit, it is always difficult. It seems as if it's a lot of things to study. You should always break it down into manageable sections, breaking down the complete syllabus into smaller sections, smaller subjects. That way you can tackle the syllabus very easily and prepare in a short span of time, because the exam will be probably in the month of September, August or September. So you have approximately 2.5 to 3 months of time to prepare for this exam. So if you do not have even a single day to waste, so you should have a proper strategy for your preparation, understanding the syllabus, breaking down into subjects. That's very important. Once you have a good understanding of the subjects to be studied, then you need to prioritize and schedule. As I told you, you have 3 months of span of time. How to effectively, most effectively, distribute these subjects of the syllabus across this particular time which you're having. So for that, you need to know, you need to prioritize which is important subject, which is not very important, what is to be studied, what are your strong areas, what are your weak areas, what should you study. So that's the step 3. Third thing, prioritize and schedule your preparation very well till the date of the examination. Then comes step 4, setting short term and long term targets. So what are you going to study this week? That is a short term goal. Long term goal, you should have a big picture how your preparation is going on. When will you cover all the 8 sections given in the official syllabus? When will you study the general aptitude, reasoning, general awareness and English? Where will you practice it from? And what is the time you're allotting for revision before the examination? So that is long-term goal. Having a big picture, making out a plan for your preparation. Short-term goal is what are you immediately going to study in the next 10 days. So you should have a proper plan, short-term and long-term goals. Then finally, resources for the preparation. That's very key. Because of this brief amount of time which you have, the most effectively you can make utilization of this particular time is by referring to good resources. So be it the documents you refer to, be it the practice questions you're going to refer to, be it the standard documents, which part of NBC are you going to study, which IS codes should you refer to, what was the previous pattern, how to access the past paper. So all these are important. Collecting the required resources. It's not like you're not even looking at the past paper and just before 1 week of the actual exam you're opening the past 2019 DDI architectural assistant question paper. That should not be the case. You should have all the authentic and correct resources for your preparation well planned before your study. So these are the important points around which you need to work before you start your preparation. In today's session, we will so few points you will get to you'll get some important insights on all of these aspects in today's session. And most importantly, the first 2 parts is something which you will be, so by the end of this session, of these 5 points you will be already done with 2 points. That is, know your examination, syllabus breakdown and understanding the subjects for the exam, with a analysis, brief analysis on prioritizing things. So we will have insights on all the points, but the first 2 is something which you will be clear with by the end of this particular session. So that is something I can assure you from my end. So let us begin with today's session by first getting to know the examination for which you are going to prepare for, that is Delhi Development Authority requirement test for architectural assistant. Now, as you already aware, let me briefly give you a brief history regarding this exam. If you look into past 5 years, the last 2, so architectural assistant requirement test was conducted in the year 2019 and also in the year 2020. In the year 2022 also exam was conducted, but that was for planning assistant. Let me also tell you, the syllabus for planning assistant is overlapping with the syllabus of architectural assistant. Topics like history of architecture was a part of planning assistant also. Environmental studies was also a part of planning assistant examination. So there is an overlap of more than 50% for planning assistant and architectural assistant. Why am I talking about this? It is to allow you to know that you should practice planning assistant question paper also. That will also be useful for this exam. So remember that particular point. However, if we talk purely about architectural assistant examination, the last time exam was conducted is in the year 2022 Delhi Development Authority Direct Procurement 2020. 2020 was the last time for architectural assistant. 2019 was the year before it, where they recruited again architectural assistants by single stage procurement process. So that's a brief history. And each of these years, be it 2019, 2020 or 2022, each year we at KP Gate classes have trained students and successfully placed a lot of students into Delhi Development Authority. Each year we do conduct preparatory classes for this exam because there are typically larger number of openings and a lot of students apply. We do conduct live online classes for this particular examination, and each year our students have done outstandingly well with high number of placements in the Delhi Development Authority. Anyways, let us begin today's particular session by first getting to know the details of the examination. First thing first, the important dates. So this is a snip taken from the official notification which has been released by the Delhi Development Authority. As you probably are already aware, the link for registration is not yet live. The link will be live from 3rd of June. So the portal for application will be open from 3rd of June, that is 10 a.m. in the morning, and you will have a 1 month of period, approximately 1 month of duration, that is 2nd of July till then you can apply on the application portal. The tentative date, the exact date of the exam is not yet out, but the tentative date for the requirement test is in the month of August or September, anywhere between 1st of August to 30th of September. That's the tentative date. So these are some important dates which are available at this point of time. Whenever there is an important update in this context, whenever the final date of the examination is out, we will put out that information on all our social media handles, including Telegram, WhatsApp, and also YouTube. So do stay connected with us on all these platforms. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, the one which you're watching this video right now. Do stay connected with us on the WhatsApp group. We have created dedicated WhatsApp groups for the Delhi Development Authority examination as well. So do stay connected, because not only updates, you will also get daily quiz on that particular WhatsApp group. So do stay connected onto the WhatsApp groups. The link of it will be available in the description of this video also once the session is done. So you can stay connected with us on a WhatsApp group so that you get practice questions on daily basis. So moving on, so that's about the important dates part. Now coming to the eligibility criteria. Eligibility criteria regarding two things: number one, with respect to age; number two, with respect to qualification. As far as age is considered, for general category, the maximum age limit for till which people can apply for this particular post is 30 years. Anyone less than 30 years, so 30 years is the maximum age limit. Till the age of 30 you can apply, and the criteria for this age limit is taken as 2nd of July. That's the last date of application. By the last date of application, you should be 30 or less than that. You will be eligible for application if you are from general category. For other categories, there are some age relaxations. You can find those details in the official notification of DDA. For SC and ST candidates, I think there is a 5-year age relaxation, 3-year age relaxation for OBC candidates. So those age relaxations are available on the official notification. Go through each and every line of official notification. It is important because regarding the certificate, so when you're applying, for example, if you're applying through EWS quota, there are EWS posts as well. You can see there are a total of 9 posts, of which 4 are unreserved. 1 is for EWS, 3 are in the category of OBC, 1 is for the category of SC and ST, 1 for differently abled people. So this is the category. So these are the various posts available, number of posts. Go through the notification, because if you are applying from some other category other than general, you need to have the caste certificate or EWS certificate. All of these, they have given a time frame also. You cannot use something which you made 5 years before. You cannot use it for application in DDA. So to avoid unnecessary delays in the last moment, because to get the caste certificate or EWS certificate, it will take some time. So read the notification, stay well prepared, and accordingly apply as soon as the website link, the website portal is live for the application process. So that's with respect to the eligibility criteria as far as age is considered. As far as the educational qualification is considered, there's only one requirement as far as educational qualification or professional qualification is considered. You should be graduated from a recognized university or an institute with bachelor's in architecture, and that's the only requirement. You should receive your degree on or before 2nd of July. That's the last date for application. So that's the deciding date for all of these qualification aspects, be it age, be it the degree. You should get your degree before. So if you're in 5th year, if you did not yet write the examination for your 5th year, you will not be eligible for this exam. If you're in 5th year, you have completed your exams and your results are out before the 2nd of July, or you will get your degree before 2nd of July, you will be applicable in that particular case. So make sure that you're eligible for the your eligibility criteria meets on or before 2nd of July. That's with respect to the eligibility criteria. I hope the main details of knowing the exam, that is the date, important dates, and eligibility criteria part, is clear to you. Any doubts, you can put it into the live chat and I'll take your questions towards the end of the session. Moving on, let us now get to the details of the exam pattern. Now that we have gone through the important aspects of notification and application, let us discuss the important point, that is exam pattern. What is the number of questions, time duration, the marking scheme of this particular exam. So there are two parts, part 1 and part 2 in the examination. However, let me first give you an overview. There will be a total of 120 questions in this particular examination, and the duration of this exam will be 2 hours. It's a 2-hour exam, so that is 120 minutes. and the total weightage of this question paper will be 120 marks. 120 minutes, 120 marks for 120 questions. So the average time which is available in this exam is 1 minute per question, and all the questions have 1 mark weightage, and there is negative marking for all the questions also. So there is negative marking. If you have an incorrect answer, so if you read a question, if you do not know the answer and you just leave it, you will get 0 marks. There is no negative marking in that case if you leave something. But if you write an incorrect answer, so why do you have negative marking in competitive exams? To ensure that people are not doing guesswork. So if you guess and write an answer, and if that's a wrong answer, you will get negative marking, and the negative marking as per the official notification is minus 0.33 marks. So 1/3 of the marks will be deducted for each and every incorrect attempt. So that's with respect to the exam pattern. So from the exam pattern, what do you understand? It is an exam where time becomes a crucial factor. If you do not have sufficient practice of attempting the tests, in that case, you can end up having a lot of unattempted questions towards the end. So if you're not in a habit of writing competitive examinations, or if you're not in a habit of practice, if you do not have sufficient practice before the actual examination, you could be ending up in a position where you have looked into only first 80 or 90 questions. You will still have 30 to 40 questions left out at the end. So that becomes a scary situation to qualify the examination. So having a good coverage, for that you should have sufficient practice. Practicing a lot of questions, practicing a lot of tests is very crucial, and that's the reason I told you, on all our WhatsApp groups which are dedicated for Delhi Development Authority requirement test, we will be posting up practice questions on daily basis, so you can practice the questions then and there on WhatsApp also, irrespective of if you're enrolling into the courses or not by us. So make sure you stay connected with our WhatsApp channel so that you get those practice questions on daily basis. So not only practice questions, even from your end, practice as many questions as possible other than studying. So at the outset, let me tell you, whatever time you're preparing, dedicate 50 to 60% of it to study things. 40 to 50%, the remaining 40% approximately, you should focus on practicing questions. That's very crucial, because it's an exam where time is a factor. 120 questions, 120 minutes. And other than that, studying also is equally important, because you should be absolutely clear with your concepts. Otherwise, you will end up having a lot of negative marking in your question paper. So that's a brief on the exam pattern for this examination. As far as the syllabus is considered, so before I move on to the syllabus, let me also tell you the distribution of these 120 questions will be among 2 parts, or 5 parts to be more specific. The first part, that is architecture specific concepts. The syllabus of architecture will be having a total of 80 questions. Majority of the question paper, 80 questions, will be from architecture based topics. The remaining 40 questions, total is 120, 80 questions will be on architecture based concepts, which will include history, building materials, building construction, estimation and project management also have been added this year. In 2020 and 2019 exam syllabus, estimation and project management were not in the syllabus, but this year you have those topics also. So architecture topics, which also include the topics of environment or environmental pollution, even history, as I told you, important architects and their works, contemporary architecture, all these are a part of syllabus. You do not have planning based concepts in the syllabus. You do not have urban housing, you do not have landscape architecture, you do not have urban planning, you do not have urban planning technique management, you do not have transportation in the syllabus. Planning topics are not in the syllabus, it's only architecture concepts which are a part of the syllabus. So you'll be having 80 questions from those architecture topics. All will be theoretical questions. You can have some simple numericals, but not advanced numericals like in other exams like GATE and all. You'll not have those advanced numericals in this exam. That's with respect to the first 80 questions. The remaining 40 questions will be distributed among 4 topics. 10 questions will be from general awareness, 10 questions will be from quantitative aptitude, 10 questions on reasoning part, and 10 questions on verbal ability or English. So the remaining 4 topics, you will be having 40 questions from general aptitude, reasoning, English, verbal ability, and awareness, general awareness. General awareness will include general knowledge basically related to India and world affairs. So 40 remaining 40 questions, that's also a major number of questions, major part of the syllabus. Scoring well, you should work on all the areas in the next 3 months to have a good so you should have a holistic coverage of all the topics to score well in the examination. 40 questions, 10 each from general aptitude, reasoning, English, and also verbal ability, sorry, the awareness, general awareness part, general knowledge. So that's with respect to the exam pattern. A brief on the syllabus I already gave you. There are two parts, architecture part and the general aptitude, reasoning, general awareness, and English part. So let us focus on the details of this syllabus now. What are the detailed sections in the official notification? So the official notification has published a syllabus with 8 sections in part 1. Part 1 is basically the architecture part. In the architecture part, they have given 8 sections, A, B, C, D, F, G, H. And in the part 2, that includes general awareness, reasoning, and also general aptitude, that is quantitative aptitude and English. That those are the 4 parts in part 2, which will have 40. I already told you, will have 80% weightage, 80 marks, not 80%, 80 marks from part 1, 40 marks from part 2. 80 questions from part 1, 40 questions from part 2. That's the distribution. Now moving on to the details of the syllabus, as I told you already, DDA 2019 requirement test for architectural assistant, DD 2020 architectural assistant requirement test. The syllabus was slightly different from this year, so there are slight modifications in the syllabus. So if you have attempted or prepared for the past DDA papers, make sure you know the differences, focus on the new topics which have been introduced, understand the distribution of the topics and all before you start your preparation. Anyways, getting into the details of the syllabus of the architecture part, as I told you, 8 sections have been mentioned. Section 1 is architecture. So I just have given the headings over here. If you go through the notification, under each and every heading, detailed points are written. Points are written to such a level of detail, like for example, history of architecture. They have also mentioned what are the civilizations you should study. Mesopotamian civilization. Under Mesopotamian, what should you cover? Persian, Assyrian. So they have written the name of the civilization. You should study Egyptian architecture, Greek architecture, Roman architecture. So all those points also are mentioned in the official notification. So just go through. Even the architects and the works. What are the various? Who are the various architects you need to study? However, they just gave some 5 or 10 architects, and they have mentioned etc. But the syllabus is in an elaborate manner. All the points have been mentioned under each and every heading. If we just go through the headings in brief, let me just tell you, so that at an overview you know what is the content you need to study, what are the topics you need to study. So to get an understanding of it, architectural design theory and practice, under this you have various topics like principles of design, like in the last 2020 DDA paper and also in 2019 DDA paper of architectural assistant, questions were asked on principles of design like scale and proportion, rhythm. They have given picture and asked what does it depict, what is balance, what is symmetry. So such things also, such basic concepts also have been tested in the past papers. So that's in the architectural design theory and practice. Even project management is mentioned under this section, first section. Then you have building construction, surveying, and structures. This is a very major part of the syllabus because it includes major subjects like building materials, building construction, structures, that is structural basics of structural mechanics. Also surveying, leveling, and contouring, all these are a part of section 2, that is B. Then you have professional practice, building norms and approvals under this third part. So this is something which is new. In the past exam pattern of architectural assistant, this part was not there. They have introduced it this year. That includes the master plan of Delhi, the unified bylaws, building bylaws of Delhi. This was not a part of the syllabus earlier. So that also is included into the syllabus. Then you have building services, which is also an important area because it covers topics like solid waste management, sewage treatment, water supply. A lot of questions were asked from these topics in the past paper. Then we have environmental studies, which focuses on environmental pollution, ecosystems, types of ecosystems, and also various types of environmental pollution abatement strategies, natural resources, what are renewable and non-renewable resources. Questions were asked on these areas. in in the past paper of DDA Architectural Assistant Test 2. Then we have history of architecture. You all are aware what is history of architecture. So it covers various historic civilizations, both in the Western and also in the Indian context. So even in Indian context, you need to study Nagara style of temple architecture, Buddhist architecture, Dravidian style of temple architecture, Chalukyan style of temple architecture, Hindu and Jain temple architecture. All these are mentioned. All these points have been elaborately written in the syllabus of the notification. That's the sixth section. Then you have computer applications. Computer applications mainly relates to basic software which we use in architecture, like Photoshop or SketchUp or say AutoCAD. So questions related to that could be asked in this part. And then finally we have architectural graphics, which focuses on various aspects like architectural drawings, standards, the standards related to architectural drawings, dimensioning, lettering, the sizes, line weights, and also the color theory. All these are a part of architectural graphics. So this is the allow. So basically it covers everything which architecture graduate studies in the BR course, right from first to the final year. All that is a part of the syllabus. So you'll be having a total of 80 questions from this part. Other than that, second part where you will have 40 questions will include quant, reasoning, general awareness, and also English language, basics of verbal ability. So this could be a scoring area if you have sufficient practice. Let me tell you, for the architecture topics, it is advised to have a subject wise study, because that way you will be covering everything. Whereas, so basically you can start with the topic, so you are starting one subject, studying it, and then moving to the next subject. That will be suitable for part 1. But part 2, it requires a continuous. So basically you need to practice English on daily basis, practice general aptitude on daily basis. It becomes very crucial to focus on practice. And we also are going to provide a lot of practice questions on these areas. Other than that, you yourself also can find a lot of practice questions on various sources of the internet. So focus on practice of part 2 on daily basis. Spend at least 1 hour or 40 minutes on daily basis to practice questions of part 2, because with good practice you will develop a speed which is required to score well in the examination. So focus on that part. That becomes very crucial. So that's an understanding of the overall official syllabus of this exam. So let us now move towards the past pattern or past paper analysis briefly. One or two insights which are crucial for you to prepare for the examination, things to be remembered. So if you analyze, so we have done an in-depth study of 2019 architectural assistant paper, 2019 architectural assistant paper, comparing with the syllabus and all. As I told you, there are minor changes in the syllabus, but if you look into these past 2 papers which are available from architectural assistant point of view, you will be shocked to know, out of these 8 sections, just 3 sections had a weightage of 80% of the questions, more than 80% of the questions. So more than 80% is like say 65 questions or so. Around 65 questions out of 80 questions are just asked from 3 sections. Now that is very much possible because all these sections are not of same size. Like for example, history of architecture, it's a very lengthy subject. In itself there are a lot of topics. But if you compare it with, say, for example, environmental studies, relatively it is a smaller subject, right? All the subjects are not of equal size, so it's very much possible to have some subjects or some sections with a large weightage. As I told you, just 3 sections. If you consider this section 2, that is building materials, construction, surveying, leveling, and structures, that's one subject. The second one, that is history of architecture. Third one, that is building services, which includes water supply, sewage treatment, solid waste management, and all these. Just from these 3 topics, so all these 3 were a part of the old syllabus also. Other than that, just like you have the other topics, environmental studies also was in the previous syllabus, architectural graphics, computer applications, even architectural design, all these topics were a part of the past year syllabus. Minor changes only are seen, like professional practice part is newly introduced. But in the past paper, just these 3 sections together had more than 80% weightage. Both 2020 and 2019 paper, if you look into it, you will observe close to 80% of all the questions. Around 60 to 65 questions are from these 3 sections. So why is it an important point to understand? Accordingly, you should prioritize. I told you in the introduction, understanding the subjects and prioritizing things is equally important, because the time span is only 3 months which you have for the preparation. So make sure you focus on those core of these 3 also. The second section, there were a lot of questions. I think close to 40 questions are from this section itself in 2019 DDA Architectural Assistant paper. That is surveying, structures and building materials and construction together. 40 questions were asked. So on an average, you see 10 questions per subject. So understanding the past pattern is crucial to know the importance of the various subjects which are a part of syllabus. So have an understanding on it, understand what are important topics. Now it doesn't mean that you will really have the same important topics this year also, but it is very much because of the length of this. Like for example, history, why is it categorized under important subject? Because it is vast. So accordingly, you need to allot the time. You need to allot time for your preparation. If you do not have an understanding of important topics, past weightage, or the length of the subject, you could end up in a case where you're studying some lesser important topics in depth. For example, if you don't know the distribution of the marks, so you might end up spending a lot of time on understanding the master plan of Delhi, but you might not focus on the various historic styles or history of architecture that much because you are not aware, right? So stay updated, or you could end up in a situation where you're focusing on learning all the commands of AutoCAD. If you know from AutoCAD part in the past paper, I think there are hardly 2 questions. So you should know in the past 2 papers what has been the structure. Accordingly, you need to allot the time. However, if you are enrolling into the classes, that is not something which you need to worry about, because we do all this analysis. Our faculty team does all the analysis required for making you stay prepared for the examination in terms of official syllabus, in terms of past paper pattern, and accordingly we devise the schedule by allotting the required time for the important topics. So that is not something which you need to worry about if you're enrolling into the classes. Our classes are starting very soon from the 4th of this month. From 4th of June the classes are starting, so you can enroll into the classes. If you are starting preparing with us, this is the strategy part is something which you can leave on to us, because we have an experience of doing that for the past 5 years. We have been training particularly DDA also. We have trained not only for architectural assistant, even planning assistant. We do conduct classes always, as I told you. So understanding the past pattern and doing a thorough analysis of it is important, and accordingly you need to allocate the time in your preparation. So that's with respect to the understanding of the syllabus. Now let me take you through the class plan which we are going to follow at our classes of a coaching. As I told you, we are starting the batch. First batch is starting from 4th of June. So what are the topics, or how are we going to, what is our approach, how are we going to prepare for this examination? So we have created modules for the preparation of this to cover the entire syllabus of the official notification. While creating these modules and the class plan, thorough analysis has been put into understanding the official syllabus, understanding the past pattern of the past 2 years of papers which are available. So accordingly, if you can see, as I told you, these were the important topics I told you, like building services, materials, construction, structures, history of architecture. These 3 topics together, I told you, had a weightage of approximately 80% of the questions. So if you look into the class plan also, there are almost 18 different subjects in these 3 topics, these 3 sections itself. So instead of going at section by section as per official notification or the modules which you can see on the screen, we follow a subject based approach. So by doing a thorough analysis, we have listed down all the subjects which are a part of the syllabus, and we will cover by the end of the preparation. Our focus is to make you prepare, make you aware of the concepts of all these subjects. So the list of subjects is an exhaustive list of around 20 odd subjects, which will cover the entire official syllabus and also the past pattern of the paper. So it includes subjects like history of architecture, contemporary architecture, architectural graphics, then you have computer aided applications, basics of design, building materials, building construction, estimation and project management. I told you this is a new addition this year. Estimation was not a part of the syllabus in the past 2 papers of DDA architectural assistant. So because estimation has been added, you can expect some simple numericals also this year. So estimation part, because is predominantly a numerical based concept. Estimation, however, was a part of assistant architectural director. That was a post earlier, assistant director architecture. So for that post, the estimation was in syllabus, but not for architectural assistant. So While studying estimation, you should also be aware of what was the pattern of those estimation questions in the assistant director question paper of DDA. So we will take care of all those inputs and then accordingly prepare you for this examination if you're enrolling into our classes. So the topics also include lighting, acoustics, electrification, HVAC, even vertical transport, that is elevators, escalators. Fire safety norms also was specifically mentioned in professional practice. Understanding the fire safety norms as per the National Building Code and the IS codes, that also is important. Understanding, so water supply, sewage and solid waste management, these are also some important subjects. So this is the list of subjects. We will be dealing it subject wise. So classes will be conducted for each and every subject which is a part of the class plan, uh, which will cover the entire syllabus. We will fine tune, so almost the class plan is completely prepared. So other than this, other than what you see on the screen, probably there will be one or two additions like the master plan or the unified bylaws. It is something which you need to study from your end, but we for sure will provide you guidance as to how to prepare those documents or what type of questions can you expect from it. All those important insights will be given to you during the course of the uh, lecture series for this preparation of architectural assistant. So I think I have discussed to the required level of depth with respect to what is the official syllabus, what was the past pattern with respect to these subjects, and what is our class plan or what is our approach. Instead of having a section wise approach, we have a subject wise approach for better understanding of the students and better coverage of all the concepts. So we have devised this approach for the class plan. So that's with respect to the syllabus part and understanding of the syllabus. Not only the lecture, so when you enroll into the classes of the architectural assistant starting very soon, other than the class subject wise lectures for the official syllabus or topics mentioned there, you will also receive a set of 5 books. So you can see the 5 different books, so it will cover all the subjects. So I already showed you the 5 modules, so the same 5 module approach will be followed in the books. So it's not like classes there is something else going on, lectures something else is going on. No, everything is aligned into a same manner. So whatever subject, so there's a book for history, there's a class module for history of architecture, design and graphics. There will be a book for it, history of architecture, design and graphics, there's a book of it. You'll have a separate book for each and every module. So there are 5 modules with 5 books. So all the lectures also will be aligned. So basically whenever you attend the lecture, by the end of it you can study some pages of one particular book. The faculty will be guiding you through it. Whenever they start a subject, at the beginning you will be let known as to which part of which book you should study after that lecture or along with that lecture. However, you can easily align your self study of the books also with the classes. So as I told you, we will cover the entire list of subjects, 100% of the syllabus within these 3 months by allocating the time according to the importance of a subject. So you, from your end, you can, so the strategy part, covering the syllabus part, you can leave it completely onto us because we are experienced in it and we can help you in that. From your end, you only need to put in your efforts, attend the lectures, do the subject in the class. Once you're done with the class, make sure you study that part of the booklet which is being given to you. So the set of 5 books will be delivered and you can study that corresponding part once you're done with the class. So just don't let things pile up. If you're not studying the books thinking that okay, I'll study in the last month, that is not an effective way of preparation. Whatever time you're having, use it wisely because these 3 months are going to be very crucial if you're targeting for this exam. So align your self study also with the classes. You cannot have a different class plan altogether. You cannot say I'll attend the lectures and study something else. No, align your preparation with the classes. That's the best way you can cover the entire syllabus in the 3 months. Study that part also. That's the reason we have structured the books in line with the classes, so that there's no confusion as to how to study or what to study under your self study part, whatever time is available to you, right? So that's with respect to the 5 books. Other than, so basically your the most effective way you can prepare is, coaching is not only clearing the concept, it also will give you the sense of strategizing things. So how to strategize, how to cover the syllabus, right? So once you're done with the class, go through the study document, practice the tests which will be allotted. We'll also give you a test series with a lot of questions for your self practice of all the subjects. That way you will also develop a practice of writing questions. I told you practice is going to be very crucial in this exam because it's a time based test. So other than these things, these 3 things, class, self study of the books and test series, other than these 3 things, you should allocate some amount of time, be it half an hour or 45 minutes on daily basis, to study or practice questions of the remaining part 2. So that is also going to be very crucial. Classes will be given to you. So all these lectures will be live online, but for part 2, depending on the availability and depending on the schedule, it could be live online classes for part B, or you could get some topics which are not very important, probably could be on recorded basis. You will get lectures, but architecture part will be completely live online classes where you will be attending all the topics and learning those things. Even part 2 also will try to allot lectures in live online format if possible, based on the available scheduling time. So that's with respect to the resources. So you'll be getting these books aligned with the class preparation. That's going to be our mode of, that's going to be our, from our end, what we are going to provide to you in this preparation. Other than this, as I told you, the approach is this 4-stage approach for each and every subject. So this 4-stage approach will be followed for all the subjects which are a part of the class plan, starting with live online classes. And the best thing is, the live online classes will be available with a recorded backup on the mobile application. So because all these live online classes will be scheduled in the evening time, so if you're even working in some office, even if you are busy with some other personal engagement, you can easily attend the classes, because all the classes will be scheduled either on the weekends, or on weekdays it will be on the evening time after 7 o'clock itself. So the detailed schedule will be shared with you. But on some particular day, due to some personal engagement, if you're not able to attend the lecture, all the lectures will be available with a recorded backup on a mobile application. You can access all those recorded lectures any number of times 24/7 on the mobile app till the date of the examination. The date of exam is not yet out. Whenever the exam is going to be conducted, even if the exam is going to be postponed, the recorded lectures will be available to you till the completion of the examination. But tentative date is September, so you will have all these resources accessible on the mobile app itself till the date of the exam. Other than that, you will have test series which will include section wise or topic wise, subject wise tests, and also full length mocks with 120 questions, 2-hour long tests. You'll have half an hour test for subject wise. You'll also have 2-hour tests for full length mocks. All these practice tests will be available on the test series. Also, you can attend these test series on a test series portal, or you can also do it on the app as per your convenience. And all these tests also, once you attend the test, you will have an option to review your test. What are the mistakes you have done? What is the correct answer? What is the correct explanation? Where have you gone wrong? All these in-depth analysis of your performance of the test also will be available. You can also check that for your self-understanding and progression in the preparation. And all these resources will be available till the date of the exam, whenever the exam is going to be conducted. Other than that, for your self-study, we also will be offering you the study material set. As I already told you, for DDA Architectural Assistant specifically, we have a set of 5 books, 5 modules. All these 5 books will be delivered to you as a hard copy set. You will get these 5 books once you enroll into the classes, and you can just start your preparation with the classes and aligning your self-study with the study material, which will be given to you once you enroll into the classes. So these are the 4 steps or 4 resources which you will be getting. So the resources in terms of coverage of the syllabus of the topics for your preparation, in terms of quality of the content, that is something which we can guarantee you that will be providing to you the best possible resources. From your end, you should just put in your efforts and do your you should make use of 100% use of all these resources. And students in the past who have made a complete utilization of our resources with dedication have ended up into DDA already. Not only architectural assistant, even in planning assistant, there are a lot of students who have studied with us in the past 5 years and are working in DDA already. So you can also be one of them if you make use of good preparation, good use of these resources which we are going to offer you. So that's about the preparation strategy or resources which we are going to offer to you. Now, in addition to this, there is something which you can consider. So as I told you, all these lectures, the syllabus coverage, or the resources, even the books and all, hard copy books will be delivered to you, and you can have that for reference for the next 10 years. For example, if you're around age of 25 or so, probably you will be you will be eligible for various requirement tests for the next 5 to 10 years. You can have these books not only for DDA architectural assistant, because the similar syllabus is seen for other examinations also. So we have developed our content aligning not only with DDA but all the other requirement tests as well. So these 5 books are going to be useful to you. But if you are planning to prepare for government requirement test, not only for architectural assistant, if you want to keep your options open for future as well. Even if you're getting into there are a lot of our past students also who already got into DDA, but it's a level 7 job. If you have a better so after joining, if you have, for example, got some other level 10 job, you can shift your job. Obviously there's some security bond and all involved in this requirement test. So if you are selected, I think there is a minimum period of 3 years you need to work. If you are not, if you're leaving the organization before that, there is some penalty or so. However, if you're getting a very good job, you can consider leaving the present job. So if you want to stay prepared even for your future scope of government jobs, and be prepared for AT, because there are a lot of assistant town planner posts. Even recently, yeah, RPSC is going to conduct the examination just in the month of July. They are going to record 40 odd assistant town planners through a requirement test. So if you want your options to stay open, you can enroll into a foundation course. So we also, in continuation, the same batch will continue, because see, in architectural assistant, you will be covering, or we will be teaching you all the architecture topics which is a part of this examination syllabus. You will get all the books related to architecture and some common topics. Other than that, the planning concepts lectures will be conducted for the planning topics also, like urban planning, urban housing, transportation, landscape architecture, urban design, planning technique management. These topics also will be covered, keeping in mind various requirement tests. So you can see these various requirement tests like Himachal Pradesh Public Service Commission or Punjab Public Service Commission, RPSC, Rajasthan Public Service Commission, ISRO also. There is one opening which for which ISRO is going to conduct a test very soon. The last date for application I think was 26th of May. So the date of the exam will be out very soon, so you can prepare for that also. Telangana Public Service Commission, Secunderabad Cantonment Board, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. So there are a lot of agencies which require architects and also planners mainly. So if you want to be prepared for the remaining part of the syllabus also, so there are some extra topics, some extra books will be delivered to you. You can also enroll into the foundation course of us. So it will cover, so we'll first cover the DDA syllabus, and then in extension to that we will cover the remaining part, which will be a syllabus for other ATP exams also. So if you look into the syllabus of typical ATP assistant town planner, there will be some planning topics. Just like in this we have architecture topics, we have planning topics, and along with planning topics there will be some overlap with what we study in DDA, like environmental studies, environmental pollution and ecosystem. It is a part of syllabus for ATP and also architectural post in all the agencies. So that will be a common part which you will already cover with DDA. So along with the DDA part, whatever is not being covered, keeping in mind all these examinations, we will cover those remaining part also. So the classes will be in continuation. Whenever there's an opening, you can stay updated and be prepared for that exam. Two or three additional books will be given to you to cover that part of the syllabus. Extra classes will be provided to you, and all those lectures also will be available with recorded backup. And the advantage will be, if you take admission into foundation course, the advantage will be not only being prepared for DDA, but you will have access of all the resources for 1 year. So the batches are starting whenever, so it's batches starting from June. So all these resources will be available till the next June. All the lectures with recorded backup, all the test series. Books, however, are hard copy books. You'll get 2 or 3 additional books that will be delivered to you. Other than that, the recorded lectures and all the resources will be available to you for a period of 1 year. Not only that, whenever there are additional openings, like RPSC, there are 42 openings. Whenever there are good number of openings, because a lot of students will be preparing for it, we do offer classes, preparatory classes for those courses. So whatever during the course of 1 year, if any job with a larger number of openings are coming out, and if there's a notification from any government agency with good number of jobs, and if we are conducting classes for it, you will be getting a free access to all those lectures also. So at any additional part of the syllabus, that will be inculcated into the course. So you will stay updated for preparation of all the government examinations for 1 year, and this 1 year study will be useful for your next 10 years. So based on your age and eligibility, right? So that is something which you can consider. So you can, it's up to you. If you are targeting only for DDA, enroll into the classes for DDA and stay prepared for it. If you want to enroll into the 1 year program with the foundation course for all government jobs, you can enroll into it, because if you enroll into the foundation course, it would be an advantageous thing even from monetary term. The fee will be slightly greater than what it is for DDA. So with a nominal increase in the fee, you will get access for 1 year and an additional study topic after the completion of DDA, after completion of DDA syllabus, right? So that is something which you can consider. That's a detail on the foundation course. So I've explained you about the DDA details, DDA course which we are going to conduct to make you prepare for this examination, and the foundation course option also, which we are giving for 1 year study of students for requirement test in various government agencies. Moving ahead, as I told you, the 5 books which will already be a part of DDA study material. Along with that, there will be 2 additional books in the foundation course, because the planning topics, mainly these, you can see urban housing and planning. This is an additional book, and you'll have one more additional book, say probably this one. No, this one, urban design and landscape. So that will be so 2 additional books along with the 5 books which are a part of DDA study material. So for these additional lectures or additional books, you can enroll into the foundation course and be prepared for other government examinations also, which you are going to prepare for. Now, what is the way ahead? What should be the strategy? I already told you in the beginning, for any competitive exam preparation, there's a five step approach: knowing the exam, breaking down the syllabus to understand the subjects, prioritizing and scheduling the subjects, because you are having 20 odd subjects to cover in, say, 90 days. 3 months is around 90 days, right? 90 to 100 days, you need to cover 20 subjects. So approximately on an average, it is 5 days per subject, if you just without prioritizing. But it's not random study like 5 days per subject. You should prioritize things. There are lengthy subjects, there are small subjects. So prioritizing and scheduling, that's the third. Then I told you short term and long term goals, setting up weekly target and a final target or overall big picture. What should be the revision plan? What should be the study plan? So that's long term goal. Then resources for preparation, collecting the authentic, good quality, error free resources. So these are the 5 steps I told you. Of these 5 steps of 5-step approach for any competitive exam, 2 I think are already clear to you by this time, by the course of this session. We already know the details of the examination in terms of application details, important dates, exam syllabus, exam pattern. We already know that. Syllabus breakdown and subjects, that also I've taken you through those details. With respect to what is the official syllabus, how can you break it down into subjects, individual subjects. I've taken you through those details. So this part you can consider be done by the end of this session. Other than that, prioritizing and scheduling the things, I gave you slight insights into it, of how to prioritize, what are some important subjects in the syllabus, what has been the past performance of those subjects as a part of weightage of the overall syllabus. I told you those points, I gave you some insights, so you can build up your strategy along those lines. Short and long term goals and resources, this is something which you can leave on to us because of our expertise and the past experience. This is something which you can rely on to us if you enroll into our batches for DDA preparation. uh, Other than knowing the exam and understanding the subject, the remaining 3 things: scheduling, setting up targets, and also the good authentic resources with error free resources for your self study, this is something which you can leave on to us for your preparation. If you are enrolling into our batches, enroll into our batches, and you can save a lot of time on this area. From your end, you can just put in on focus on efforts, put in your efforts, focus on your preparation, not wasting time on collecting resources, making a study plan and all. You can follow the approach, the path we are going to lay you, and lead to the success in this examination. So that's the way ahead. And brief on a past uh, success, if I talk about DDA 2020, particularly architectural assistant, because planning assistant, there are larger number of there were approximately 45 openings for planning assistant in the year 2019. In the year 2020, for the architectural assistant examination, 3 of our students, the final result, 3 of our students got admitted into the course. There were 8 openings, I think, that year. This year there are 9 openings. 2020 there were 8 openings, and 3 of them were our classroom students. They took classes with us. Other than that, there are students who also took our test series and study material. I'm not including those results. So out of 8, 3 were our live online class students who got selected into the course. So that's a brief on our past success with respect to architectural assistant particularly. Planning assistant in 2022 also exam was conducted just last year. Our students got selected, gained success even in that examination, multiple posts. So close to 50% posts openings each year are students who got trained with us. So that I think is enough proof to understand the quality of resources and the efforts we put in to make you prepare for the competitive examinations. So I'll go through the chat and check if there are as many questions as possible. If you have any doubts, put it into the live chat. I'll try to answer as many questions as possible from my end. Even further, any further query you're having with respect to the courses, with respect to the course fee and all, you can get in touch with the counselors. You can drop a message on this WhatsApp number 95602 52666, and our counselors will be glad to reach out to you and help you by providing all the details required from your end. Any doubts or any clarity you want with respect to the courses, any aspect you want to discuss with respect to the coaching program, you can drop the message and our counselors will reach back to you at the earliest during the office hours. So you can drop a message right now. Our counselors will be reaching back to you as soon as they are available. That is with respect to the that. So that almost brings me towards the end of this session. So let me look into the questions. You can put any further doubts you have, you can put it into the live chat and I'll be responding to them. Can other state candidates apply? Mehna, absolutely yes. Anyone who is a Indian citizen or who is a subject of Nepal and Bhutan. So a complete list of eligible candidates is given in the official notification. DDA is not a state level organization, it is a central government agency. So anyone who is an Indian citizen can apply for this exam, any state you are in. So irrespective of domicile, any state students can apply. Uh, and it will be an English based examination. So even if you're not good at writing Hindi, you can write this exam because questions will be bilingual. You'll get both English and Hindi questions, I think, in the question paper. That's how it is in the central government examinations. So everyone can apply. That's your answer, Mehna. Anshika, fourth year right now, can we apply? Anshika, no, fourth years cannot apply. By 2nd of July, you should be uh, graduated already. Only then you will be eligible for the application. Ruchika has a question. There is no vacancy for SC category. It is for ST category. Ruchika, you can check with the notification once. I think the top part of the table was missing here. So just go through the official notification. What it's clearly mentioned in the table, whatever category they are saying, the opening will be for that category only. Shritik has a question. I'm in the last year and going to submit my thesis by first to second week of June. Can I go for the exam? Shritik, it will actually depend on the results. If you get your results because before 2nd of July, absolutely yes, you will be eligible. So you should have a proof that you have qualified the degree. The eligibility criteria should be met. However, if you have any further query regarding the eligibility, you can reach out to the helpline number is given in the notification. You can talk to them. You can just tell even if your convocation is not done but your result is out, can you apply? You can just talk to them and they'll guide you. Uh, but by 2nd of July, you should meet the eligibility criteria. That is, you should get your degree. That is the understanding which we have at this point of time from the official notification. Uh, then we have a question. What is the usual cutoff? Computer applications be hai syllabus mein? Absolutely yes. Computer applications also is a part of syllabus. CAD basically, but the number of questions would not probably be very high. However, uh, can you usual cutoff? So that varies year to year. But I think in the year 2020, the last person who got selected, I think the score was something around 72 or 75, 72 to 75. That was what I can remember from my memory. But yeah, you can check if you know someone from that year, you can get in contact with them and get to know the cutoff mark exactly. Hrithik has a question. Can you please provide the PDF of official notification here? Sure, Hrithik, you can find it on the website of ours. The link for it will be provided in the description of this video. You can download the official notification from that link. Does GATE and DDA syllabus overlap? The level of DDA is same as GATE. Ruchika, it's not exactly same, but yeah, there is an overlap for sure. It's not like completely new. There is an overlap, but surveying and leveling, for example, that is not something which is a part of GATE syllabus, but you have surveying leveling in detail in DDA examination. So there's a slight difference, not completely overlapping, but yeah, it's also not completely new. Then I'm unable to find previous year question papers of architectural planning. of DD exam. Can I be assisted with that part? Chitra, past papers will be a part of our test series actually. So you can, to know the further details, you can reach out to our counselor team. They will let you know what in whatever way they can help you. Can you please provide the link for official syllabus? Shalini, you can find the official syllabus in the official notification itself. The link of it we will provide in the description, because this video will be available moving further also. Uh, Danish has a question. What is the fees for the course? As I told you, for fees and further details, you can get in touch with the counselors on that number, which you can see on the screen. Can anyone have only foundation course? Ruchika, absolutely. You can join into the foundation course. But as I told you, foundation course will cover the entire DDA syllabus and some additional topics. You can enroll directly into foundation course. So it will cover your entire government exam preparation. That's how it is. It's not like you will enroll into DDA first, then extend it. You will have two options. You can either enroll into only DDA, or you can enroll into the full foundation course. These are the two options you have. So you can enroll into foundation course, absolutely yes. Uh, is the exam based on MCQs? Vaishali, absolutely yes. The exam is completely MCQ based. All the questions will have 4 options, of which one option will be correct. Exam will be held in Delhi only. Yes, Ruchika, the exam center will be only in Delhi at this point of time, but only within the city of Delhi. But they have said that if the number of applications are very high for a given post, they might consider additional cities. But it is generally within the city of Delhi. I have gate books of your classroom. Can I refer it for DDA? Absolutely, Pankaj. Yeah, you can use the study material of GATE which you have already bought with us. You can use that for your study of DDA also. But because you are a past student, any of a past student who has enrolled with us earlier, they do get some concession or some offer, I think. So if you can check with the counselor team. If you have earlier enrolled into some classes of some coaching by KP GATE classes, you will get a discounted fee for that enrollment. So I think that answers most of your questions. Uh, I hope it was an informative session for you to know all the details. For any further assistance, reach out to us and we'll be glad to help you out. Thank you, and we will meet you soon in the classes which are going to start very soon. Bye everyone.